It's been 1 week since you looked at me, cocked your head to the side and said I'm angry. This is the iPhone 16. It's been out for 1 week. I have been using it, not as my everyday carry, however, I've used it extensively because I wanted to test it out, and I think that this phone is the jam, specifically with the colors that it comes in. Let's talk about this phone. Now, I have loved iPhones forever. Let's get that cord out of my face. This phone is a fantastic phone. It has a beautiful, beautiful screen on it, and to me, this might be the best purchase of any iPhone this year. Here's the thing, when you are looking at the iPhone 16, it is small, it is beautiful. This is the regular size, not the plus size. I prefer this size phone over any other size phone. Here's the reality. When you're using something like the 16 Pro Max, which has been my daily carry right now, it is just massive, and I constantly feel like I'm gonna drop it, whereas when I'm using something like the iPhone 16, the size of it just fits perfectly in my hands. Maybe that you can make fun of me. Maybe I got small hands, I got some small man hands, but the reality is I don't think anybody's hands fit that huge 6.7-inch screen or whatever it is. So I think the size of the 16 is the way to go. Now let's look. These colors are beautiful. It's holding up great. I've had it in my pocket multiple days. It's not getting scratched or anything, and so the material of the iPhone 16 is great. Now, I will say, after going from the 15 Pro to the 16 right here, the weight difference is awesome. This 16 is light. I don't like having a lot of things in my pockets, and so when I have this 16 in my pocket, it doesn't feel like it's heavy or weighing me down. I don't know, that might just be me, but I don't like having a ton of stuff in my pockets. I do love everyday carry, but I like it to be light. Next, let's talk about the cameras on this thing. It only has the 2 cameras, so you don't have that telephoto lens, but that's totally fine because you don't really need that lens. This has the wide-angle lens and the regular lens, and they work fantastic. Now, it also has, see if I can get it into focus, it also has this little camera button right here, and guess what? The camera button is not helpful. I constantly hit that camera button when I'm just regularly using the phone, and it just so far for me has been nothing but frustration. And then once you have it kind of working, it gets clunky when you get into the UI, and so I just feel like in general, the camera button on the phones this year was a little bit of a miss in just daily use, and so that's not something that Apple normally does. I don't know if you can actually format or remap this thing to be something else, but for right now with the camera, I would rather just unassign it than actually use it. Next, let's talk battery life on this thing. The battery life lasts a very long time. It is a great upgrade from the 15 Pro that I was previously using. The battery life is phenomenal. However, the reason why it's phenomenal is probably because of the 60 hertz screen. This is not the 120 hertz screen. This is the 60 hertz screen, and so the battery life on this is just going to be better because it's putting out less hertz. And it hurts me to think about this phone not having at least a 90 hertz display. Like right now, having just a 60 hertz display, it looks a little clunky. You do get used to it. That's the good news. You get used to these kind of screens really, really fast. Like when you're looking at the screen, let's see, if you're looking at the screen, it does end up just kind of, the clunkiness of it, it's there, but you do get used to it. But here's the thing. In 2024, 90 hertz should be the bare minimum. I would say the regular phone should have 120 hertz and the Pro should have 240 hertz. That just, to me, sounds like a more 2024 numbers. I mean, 60 hertz is like 2015. So the chip in this thing feels great, feels fast. Battery life is holding up really, really well. I love the size and I love the color. Now, one thing I do want to talk about is the price of this phone. Here you can see the 16 with the 6.1-inch display, which is what I have. That is going for $799, whereas the 16 Plus is going for $899. That's a pretty good option in today's market. It's not the best thing in the world, but with all of these different colors, let's look at these real quick. Man, with this blue color, that's gorgeous. The teal is what I have. I love it. The pink looks great. White looks awesome. I don't think the white or the black should be what you pick this year. Like the colors really do stand out quite a bit. But with this price tag, the $800, it is a really, really great phone for what you're getting. Obviously, I said there are a couple upgrades that I wish it had, but it doesn't. What are you gonna do? Now, if this phone, if you like it, but you really wish you had the Pro features, I would say go to the 15 Pro, where I did a comparison of the 15 Pro and the 16. Go ahead and watch that video right here. Like this video if you found it helpful. Sub to the channel. I'll see y'all in the next one.